I'm here to represent the Director of Public Health. It's warned me that I should not make a speech, but I just want to say thank you very much for this very good invitation to be in the marketplace. And as a government, we are very excited at this moment to welcome our visitors to Nairobi from the governments and our partners. Karibuni, Nairobi. On behalf of the Minister of Health, I want to say that we are really privileged to work together towards alliances and to appreciate the funding from the Dutch government. And we have really seen the results and outcomes over the years while implementing the activities that are ongoing at the moment. I must say at this particular moment that the country is devolving to the counties, and the county governments are taking over. These are the structures we are going to strengthen as national government. For us at the national level, we have distinct functions to ensure that we do our role as a national government, and the counties also should show their roles, because theirs is to implement clean environment, and that is also some of the issues that the government is working on. It's now 5 years down the line, and we've been working hard to ensure that we legislate some of these articles so that we can show the people of Kenya that we are working towards what they have given us as government to do. As an executive officer, we are endeavoring to ensure that we deliver our mandate as government. I want to say now that as we move forward towards achieving these activities that we have ahead of us, regionally, Kenya, Tanzania, and all the East African communities, they are working also on a strategic plan to bring in issues of population, health, and environment. As a region, we are saying that we need to work together. We are using the model of LPBC that I've been doing along Victoria Basin. And based on what I've seen in the videos, if we embrace this model of population health and environment, we will be targeting all the ecosystems in our country and ensure that we deliver all these activities together, issues of population, and integrate them together, health and environment. And under the L component, as we integrate the activities, we have issues of sanitation, water, and so many other things. So we are saying as an East African communities that it is time for us now to move together as an East African communities, and Kenya is part of this process, and we are putting together this strategic plan for 2015-2020 so that we can move together as an East African communities to integrate all this together so that we don't implement only health issues as Ministry of Health, but we integrate issues of population together and also environment together so that we can move forward and ensure that the country is realizing sanitation and water for all. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to make so many comments. Let me allow my fellow colleagues to come also and make the same. Otherwise, I'm very happy that we are together. We are not forgetting for sanitation, and we want you partners to do the same. Kenya has signed quite a number of regional commitments and international commitments. Like sanitation and water for all, the commitments we make every year in Washington, D.C., and we want to realize these commitments by advocating for them. So be our ambassadors. We have created an enabling environment as government. We are embracing partnership for private and all our partners who are implementing sanitation and water in our country. Otherwise, thank you very much, and we will move forward together.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Crispin Omondi Juma, Acting Director of Water Resources. We are all aware that water resources is a national government function. Water services and sanitation are devolved function. However, even in water resources, some functions are devolved. So we work closely with the county governments. Our entry point to the county government is through Water Resource User Association. And I'm pleased to note also in WASH programs, we work with the community. So we are working with tandem. I think we should be able to build synergies. Our fear or our worry earlier on is that focus has been mainly on water sanitation. Water resources has received very minimal funds to implement, simply because it's not appreciated. Impact on water services and sanitation is almost immediate. But water resource management, being a public good, is underfunded. And most of us will implement water and sanitation services and we don't consider the resource itself. The other day, if you've been following what has been happening in this country for the last 2-3 weeks, is the pouring of illicit glue, the second and third generation glue. And where was it being emptied? On rivers. So you pour what is bad into the river. The river can only take this one. When you mess our rivers, simply because you are destroying something else, again you are bringing another challenge to us as resource managers. So even as we are undertaking these other noble functions, we should consider the resources. Resources, we do it as a public good, and it's a responsibility for all of us. The ministry cannot do it alone. It's not possible. It has to be complemented, you have to complement, you have to collaborate with all partners in this regard. And for this reason, I want to encourage us, even as we implement our WASH programs in the counties, please identify the nearest RUA, work with the RUA, so that the RUA, for us, we've developed together with the RUA what we call the sub-catchment management plans. And the plans, they have identified specific activities. So as partners, you can pick one of those activities and help the RUAs. The RUAs are voluntary groups. They are a structure of our agents, the Water Resource Management Authority, but they don't draw any salary. It's a voluntary group. The challenge is that as a volunteer, you wake up every morning to go and monitor maybe a river, for example. But at the end of the day, what do you take home? Zero. So we need to encourage the RUAs, we need to partner with them, we need to implement together with them what we're calling livelihood projects, even as they implement their activities. We find one of the activities within their scam livelihood projects. So that for us as WASH partners, for us to get the water available for us in good quality, I think the entry point should be to work with the RUAs, to work with the counties. So mine today was to encourage you to collaborate with the ministry. The ministry cannot do it alone, but we can build this synergy. We can come up together. Normally, I have my colleague here who is every day wakes up and goes back in David, just talking about water and sanitation. He doesn't talk about resource management, and we always have a quarrel with him because the moment he misses that water, we get water of bad quality come to him. But eventually, after implementing sanitation, he pours the dirt into the water resources. So it's a vicious circle. So we are encouraging partners, please, even as we implement your WASH program, look at the resource part of it. I normally work closely with Julie Mulonga. She focuses on wetlands. Wetlands, these are also their functions. The wetlands also, they provide services to water resources. They are our entry point into water resources. So if you mess the wetlands that Julie Mulonga manages, you're messing up with the water resources. Please help them manage these resources. It's a public good. We're doing it for the general good so that we improve it both in quality and quantity. As a country, we are classified as water scarce country. Personally, I'll tell you, I don't believe in water scarce country. We are an inefficient, we use our water inefficiently. We have enough, but we are very inefficient, as you say. So help us also. I observed in one of the videos that we're encouraging rainwater harvesting. It's a vicious cycle because most of us, even us as very learned people, we construct our houses, but we forget to trap rainwater. Then once it hits the ground and goes into the river, we fall into the river. Once it hits the river, you have to pay us. But the moment you're traveling it as rainwater, you don't need to pay us. So why do we spend this money? Why don't we, as other people, show by example, do roof catchment within the area? Develop a small plant to store the water. Storage is our main undoing as a country. If we improve on our storage, we are not a water scarce country. Please help the Ministry of Water to manage water resources.
Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chiranjeev Tiwari. I work as in the water sector as the team leader for water sanitation program. SNV, why we think this marketplace event is really important and useful in addressing the challenges of sustainable development. SNV as an organization, we believe on the fact that sustainable development solutions are possible if and only if those solutions are directly benefiting the ultimate beneficiaries, that is the consumers on the ground. When the consumers really get those benefits and they want those development solutions, then only they can realize that they are able to really benefit, they are able to come out of poverty, and they are able to contribute also to ensure the environmental sustainability. As SNV, we have programs in the areas of water resources management, in the areas of water supply, sanitation and hygiene, as well as in sustainable agriculture. We believe that sustainable development solutions are complex. It is not that one size or blueprint models would help all the contexts, all the communities, and all the stakeholders. So what we really believe on is we need to work together, we need to look for innovative solutions, and we really need to co-create the sustainable opportunities for the consumers and the stakeholders in the ground. So I really would like to highlight that the marketplace event, the event of this kind, which help us to bring experiences across all the partners who are working in the different aspects of environmental sustainability, natural resources management, agriculture, water, sanitation, hygiene, which are really key if we're really talking about sustainable development. So I really want to highlight that if we can exchange our experiences, lessons learned, and find a way of really working together, then only we can make lasting solutions to the poverty reduction challenge in the country. So as SNV, we really believe that we need to work. When I say we, I'm referring to the government, the public sector, civil societies, NGOs, private sector, as well as all development partners and other stakeholders in the society. And we all are working for the benefit of the communities on the ground. So at the end of the day, whatever we are doing, it needs to be benefiting the communities, and the communities can benefit only when they are effectively participating in those processes. So I really would like to commend the WASH, not only the WASH Alliance, it's the Dutch alliances and the Dutch stakeholders working together in the field of really sustainable development. And for me, being one of the active organizations involved in different aspects of sustainable development, I really believe that this is the way to go. Let's try to exchange our ideas, let's try to exchange and learn from each other's practices and agree on the way forward on how best we can support to benefit the communities in Kenya.
Disseminate some of the best practices that we have as not only as organizations but as alliances. The marketplace was an idea that was thought out by Dutch NGOs, which are funded by the Dutch Embassy. This program has actually been going on for the last 5 years, and the funding comes from the Dutch Embassy in the Netherlands. So they're funding different alliances. Amongst them is the Ecosystem Alliance, Partners for Resilience Alliance, then we have the WASH Alliance. As an organization, we are part of all these 3 alliances, although for the WASH Alliance, we are mainly centered in Uganda. Each of the alliances is unique in its own sense. For For example, the Wash Alliance focuses more on water and sanitation. The ecosystems more on the linkages between the ecosystems and people, mostly in the Tana Delta. And the Partners for Resilience now combines climate change, disaster risk reduction, and ecosystem management and restoration. As our niche is the fact that we come in with ecosystems management and restoration in all these three different alliances. That's where our strength is. So for example, in WASH, we look at it from the perspective of you do not only need water for your immediate needs, but you also need to conserve the water for your long-term needs. So you not only look at the water supply, but you also look at the water resources. So as you take the water out of the environment, you also have to think of how you're going to conserve it. Now, when it comes to the Partners for Resilience, again, there we're looking at the long-term aspect. When it comes to these disasters, again, we are looking at how communities can be able to build their resilience over the long term by conserving their ecosystems. Because we know very well that a lot of the communities actually depend on these ecosystems. So really, if we don't conserve them, then we find that the communities suffer in the long run. So we are actually looking how we can conserve the different ecosystems. For the last alliance, which is the Ecosystem Alliance, now we are looking at the linkage between the ecosystems and the people. The people, again, as I said before, use these ecosystems. You really cannot chase them away from them. So we are trying to establish ways in which they can be able to conserve the ecosystems, use them, and at the same time use them in a sustainable manner. As the Ecosystem Alliance, one of our biggest achievements is that we've at least managed to put in place a wetlands policy. This wetlands policy has been lying dormant for the last 20 years, but with the support of different organizations and together with NEMA, we have managed to put this wetlands policy in place now. The second thing is that we've also managed to push for the Tana Delta to be recognized as a wetland of international importance or a Ramsar site. So it's not only recognized here in Kenya, but it's also recognized at the international level. Now, at the community level, we've also managed to build the capacity of different, I would say, different communities in terms of conserving the ecosystems. As wetlands, what we've managed to focus on mostly is the groups. Other organizations, ELCI, there's also Nature Kenya. We also have Wild Living Resources that focus on different parts of the ecosystem. So, in other words, now the communities are better able to conserve their ecosystems over the past few years due to efforts through the Ecosystem Alliance.
Partnership for Resilience works in Kenya, but also in 8 other countries, not only in Africa, but also in Asia and Latin America. And it's using a unique approach to address resilience with local communities, looking at climate change, looking at disaster risk reduction, actually giving people the tools to handle their own situation. It's a very unique approach, and I'm very proud to partner with the other organization, both Kenyan and international organization. The marketplace today is of importance because with the Dutch co-financing framework, Dutch Embassy or the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs has supported 3 alliances, the Ecosystem Alliance, the Wash Alliance and Partnership for Resilience, to undertake all kinds of activities, and now it's the end of this funding cycle. And as alliances, we thought it was important to share our lessons learned and also to lobby the government to also take over some of the experiences and lessons learned. So I'm very glad with the turnout and the way this event is going on, because I see a lot of lively discussions and people picking up things. And I think for Partnership for Resilience, this is also a good new start, because happily financing from the Dutch government will continue for a new phase for both the Wash Alliance but also happily for the Partnership for Resilience between 2015 and 2016 and 2019. So there will be a continuation of the activities under the Partnership for Resilience. But what will change is that we mainly will focus on lobby and advocacy. We've built a lot of experiences, we have shown a lot of things on the ground with communities, building their resilience themselves. Now it's the time to take these tools to the Kenyan government and to other partners and stakeholders here in Kenya to take it on from here and to make it a really Kenyan-owned incentive or interventions. And the future prospects is we will be working more or less with the same partners, but now we were working in 3 counties. Under the new phase, we will be working with approximately 10 counties, but then again focusing on lobby and advocacy. So how can county governments, and especially important now with the devolution, how can county government build resilience into their own plans, so that when it's in the plans, there can also be a budget for it, so it becomes homegrown. Actually, you have to see it as a sort of phasing out of our support and making sure that it's ingrained into the Kenyan system, this whole community-managed disaster risk reduction, because the community is key, resilience is key. With this devolution process, I think working the way we've been doing with the community-managed disaster risk reduction gives resilience, resilience gives stability, and stability also will result in peace.
Because we thought have more impact when you complement your roles together. We know everybody's doing something on water, sanitation, hygiene, but we also know that when we come together as a force and work together, we can do more. So Wash Alliance was born out of realizing that the waste sector is complementarity and synergy, and we think by working together as partners and working in one area, we can be able to acquire a bigger impact. So the funding that we got from the Dutch government, through Dutch partners, and then it trickled down to our local partners in Kenya. We came together now as an alliance, and we're working together in Kajiado. What we are doing is water, sanitation, and hygiene. And we do from very basic things to very big things, but all of them have bigger impact. For example, we are doing hand washing, a very basic issue. We're encouraging hand washing, because we know that when you hand wash, and especially children, then you can save lives. So whatever we are doing is for the impact to save lives. Right now we have done 2 counties. We have been working comprehensively in Kajiado, still working there. We also working in Nakuru, in the municipality. In Nakuru we are doing urban wash. We're encouraging communities now to look at their own waste management in town. We're also doing wash financing in both Kajiado and Nakuru. Again, we are providing no-cost loans for communities to upgrade their waste facilities. So from lessons we have learned, we are also looking at this as an opportunity to scale up. We are thinking that more and more counties can scale up these activities and also work in partnership. because standing alone, we just lose as much. The things out there and the issues, the challenges are too much for only one partner. And we think that WASH Alliance, working with as an alliance of so many partners, can be able to complement each other and have a higher impact than anyone alone as one partner. The first thing we do is we work through national government, and that can be attested by the people who are here today for this occasion. National government was there, the county government was there. So yes, we work through national government, we get their goodwill, we use their policies at national level. We also work with the county government, in this case, Kajiado and Nakuru, and we support them actually in the activities, and they have their goodwill also in what they are doing now, Kajiado and Nakuru.
That improved coordination leads to improved governance, which then leads to the improvement of livelihoods in general. While sometimes we come under harsh criticism, the fact that it is perceived that NGOs are also associated with the acronym "Nothing's Going On," the truth is that lives are changing. We are seeing it gradually, but they are changing. And we do hope that as we go on, and we know that things are changing at a global level, that this support will be forthcoming and continue. This is the first of its kind, actually, and I would really like to thank all the Alliance members for making this possible. I would like to thank government for being here. Equally would like to thank the development parties that are here, Dutch Embassy, and we hope and pray for your continued support in the next couple of years. Thank you very much.